You are listening to the Albany State University Political Science Podcast with your host, Dr. Matthew Collins. The topic of this episode is how to write a social science research paper. Part 1, Concept Mapping. Written, recorded, and produced at Albany State University 2025. First and foremost, let us get to the why. The why, you ask. Yes, the why. The why you are listening to this podcast. To get to the why straight away, we will utilize an if-then proposition. In symbolic logic, an if-then proposition is represented by the symbol arrow and is called a conditional statement, where P, arrow, Q, means if P, then Q. P is the antecedent, the if part, and Q is the consequent, the then part of the statement. So buckle up, here we go. You were enrolled in a degree-seeking program here at the unsinkable and indestructible Albany State University. In that degree-seeking program, you have the opportunity to sharpen your academic skill sets to the level of excellence. If you sharpen your academic skill sets to the level of excellence, then you will make twice or more as much in salary every year for the rest of your life, compared to others who do not take advantage of the opportunity placed in your hands right now, today. In the engineering and manufacturing fields, professionals with better writing skills earn more than double per job what those with a high rate of grammar and punctuation errors earned. It was about the same in the legal field, as well as finance and management. In sales and marketing, earnings per job were more than 2.5 times greater for those whose writing included fewer mistakes. Quick life hack. Cultivate your critical thinking, research, and writing skill sets. If you do that alone, everything else will fall into place. First academic hint: no matter what the class or what the assignment, always define your salient or most important terms from the get-go. First thing, always without fail, this creates a solid foundation of shared ontological meaning and understanding. Again, the topic of this episode is how to write a social science research paper. Part 1, Concept Mapping. So, what is social science anyway? Social science focuses on studying human behavior, societies, and cultures, while natural science examines the physical world and natural phenomena. The key difference is in the subject matter, human versus natural, and the research methods used, where social science may rely more on qualitative data, like interviews and surveys, compared to the quantitative experiments common in natural science fields like physics, like chemistry, and biology. So, what is social science research anyway? Social science research is a field of study that investigates human behavior, relationships, and societies by using systematic methods to gather and analyze data, aiming to understand how people interact with each other and their environment, often drawing from disciplines and fields like psychology, sociology, anthropology, economics, and political science. Essentially, social science research is the study of human society and its various aspects throughout scientific inquiry. Next question. So, what is concept mapping anyway? The topic of this episode is how to write a social science research paper, Part 1, Concept Mapping. In research, concept mapping refers to a visual tool that helps researchers organize and represent complex ideas, concepts, and their relationships within a research topic, essentially creating a graphical diagram to better understand connections between aspects of a study, often used during the early stages of research to brainstorm research questions and to develop a theoretical framework. Please get started early on your weekly readings, discussions, assignments, or anything else that you need to do to be proactive in your academic courses this week. Be the student that asks why. Invest in yourself. You can do this work. Looking back, you will see that your self-investment was the best thing you ever did. Not only for yourself, but for your family, friends, community, nation, world, and universe as well. Thank you for listening to the Albany State University Political Science Podcast with your host, Dr. Matthew Collins. The topic of this episode was how to write a social science research paper, Part 1, Concept Mapping.